glad you're here. I'm so glad to be here. And if you need anything, put it in the chat. I'll get up, I'll check it, I swear. We're going to start with right ankle crossed over left thigh. Hands to your belly, couple breaths here. Allow yourself to have this really full, almost like extravagant belly breath. And then start to quiet the belly and start to breathe more into the ribs and into the side and back ribs especially. And then take your right hand to the outside of your right knee or your thigh. So if your arms are on the shorter side, maybe to the thigh. If you've got long arms and a short torso like me, it's pretty easy to get my knee, but we are all made up differently. So find where you can and then push your knee or your leg into your hand gently. So you're actually pushing your knee away from your shoulder squeeze. You're not using the hand to push it away, you're actually pushing the knee into the hand. Release that. If it feels good, lift the left leg up, thread the needle. And then keep a little sense of pushing that knee away when you have that hand there. And actually, if that's helpful to you and you don't need both hands to hold the left leg, you can keep that going, pushing that right knee away. And then release the left leg back down, release the right leg down, cross left ankle to right thigh. Take your hands to your side ribs. Keep the belly pretty quiet now. Feel the expansion of the ribs out into the hands. So I like to take thumbs to my back ribs, index and the middle finger to the front ribs. And then left hand comes to the left thigh or knee. Push that left knee gently into your hand. And as you give yourself some pressure here, maybe notice how that opens up or awakens the left hip. Not necessarily opens it, but awakens it. Good. And then lift the right leg up. If you want, you can keep the hand there and just give yourself that sense of something to push the knee into. Or if you want, you can hold both hands to the right leg. And then release both legs all the way out straight on the ground. Just pause there. Take the arms up to the sky. Stretch your hands as high up as you can, letting the shoulder blades spread on the back. And the shoulders almost lift up a little bit, like away from the ground. Good. Feel that spread, almost like you're moving the spine to the ground and moving the shoulders away from the ground. Right arm comes on top, left arm comes under. Give yourself a hug. Lift the elbows toward the sky, and then maybe stay there or come into eagle arms. Start to fire up the legs, push the heels down. Maybe put a little bend in the knees, and then push the heels down even more, and imagine you could drag your heels toward your sitting bones without them actually moving. So waking up the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the calves. Take a breath in. Exhale, extend the legs all the way straight, and then cross your left leg on top of your right leg, keeping both legs straight. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, with your exhale, just curl the shoulders up, and then maybe float the legs, squeezing the legs together. One more inhale. Release down slowly. Open the arms out wide, elbows go wide, take the feet out, just take a pause here. And then both arms back up to the sky. Good. Get a good stretch of the fingers up toward the sky. Yeah. Beautiful. Perfect. Yeah. Good. And then left arm's going to come on top of the right arm. Give yourself a squeeze and lift the elbows toward the sky. Stay here or wrap the arms. Bend the knees a little bit, drive the heels down into the ground a bit, wake up the back of the legs. So if you push the heels down with the knees a little bent, the calves flare up. And then the more you drag the heels toward the hips energetically, the hamstrings start to work and the glutes start to work. Take another breath here. And then release the legs out to straight. Keep them active. Right leg is going to cross on top of the left leg, and you can center the feet. Yeah. Awesome. Squeeze the legs. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Curl the shoulders up, and then maybe float the legs up. One more inhale. Exhale, carefully release. Arms out to the side like a cactus, legs uncross. Inhale. And then exhale, reach forward. Lift, 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 lift. Come into boat pose, however you want to get there. Knees can be bent or legs can be straight. Cross at your shins. Come forward. Plant your hands. Step back to a forearm plank. So lower the forearms down. Pull the heart forward. Pull the gaze forward. Power up your legs. Bring the feet all the way to touch. And then cross the right leg behind the left leg. Squeeze the legs as one. Release that cross. Right into the other side, left on top of right. Squeeze the legs. Push the floor away, both with the foot and the forearms, the hands. And release the leg. Hips come slowly down, Sphinx. Pull the heart forward. Push the tops of the feet down, toenails down. Beautiful. Broaden the collarbones. Good. Lift just a bit to take the elbows out wide. Release it down, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, please. Inhale, right leg back. And then right foot between your hands. Left knee down. Not a crazy long stance, like pretty much a right angle in both of the legs. Yeah, good. Lift the front hip points up. Squeeze the left glutes. Showing from your belly button to your pubic bone. Back toes can be tucked or released and then come straight up with the arms. Take a breath in. With your exhale, bend the elbows and catch hold of each elbow with the opposite hand. Very gently, you're pulling against the elbow. And then you're starting to just lean forward until you feel that nice big stretch. Front of the left hip. And I want you to just take notice of which arm is in front on top. Reach the arms back up, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side, and then bring the hands around. Straighten the front leg, shift back. So it was a pretty short stance, so this means that it's a pretty short stance here. If you need to lengthen it out, that's fine, but we're not here for very long. You might even get your left sitting bone toward your left heel. Yes. Amazing. Beautiful. Inhale, draw forward. Plant your hands, step your right foot back. Wrap your right leg around your left leg. Squeeze the legs as one. Take a breath in. Chaturanga with your exhale. Come back up to plank, inhale. Downward facing dog. Left leg back, inhale. Exhale, place your foot forward. Right knee comes down. It's not a crazy long stance. Engage the right glutes. Take the arms up. Remember which arm you had on top. You want the other arm on top. Take hand to opposite elbow, gently pulling away. And maybe drawing the arm bones back a little bit. Maybe not. Imprint your front foot down. Energetically pull the front foot and the back knee toward each other. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. And then exhale, bend the elbows. Release the hands down. Straighten the front leg, shifting back. Yes. So if it feels good here, and I neglected to say this on the other side, but we'll have other opportunities to do this. Put a little bend in the left leg. Dig that right heel into the ground and get that sense of pulling the heel toward your belly, toward your hip, so that you start to wake up the back of the leg. So even though we're opening the hamstring, you're keeping it awake and you're asking it to do some work, even here in a lengthened position. That's when we get more stable, more mobile. One more inhale. Exhale, shift forward, plant your hands. Left foot comes back and wraps around the right ankle. Take a breath in. Squeeze the legs as one, chaturanga. Come back up to plank, inhale, and downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands, walk your feet toward your hands. Lengthen halfway with your inhale. Fold with your exhale. Rise to stand, inhale. And bring your hands into your heart with your exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. Stay with me, please. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Come halfway with your inhale. Stay here. Fold back down. Rise, inhale. Bend the elbows, exhale, lift the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway inhale. And fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Elbows bend for the glide of the shoulder blades on the back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway inhale. This time plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Crazy strong, lower all the way to your belly. Shalabhasana, stretch the arms back, stretch the feet back. Don't take the hands to lace together, but squeeze them toward each other. Really powerful. Take another inhale. Release it with your exhale. Rise to plank and downward facing dog. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Pause on the top. Bend the elbows out like a cactus. Lift the heart. Inhale, rise. And bow. Halfway inhale. Plank. Step it back. Take a breath in. Lower to your belly. Cobra. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Exhale, elbows to the side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Step to plank, exhale, pause, strong inhale, your choice. Chaturanga, the floor. Cobra, up dog, Shalabhasana. And downward facing dog, exhale. Beautiful. Take a little pause. Feel free to mix up your pathway to downward facing dog. I encourage you to not do the same thing all of the time. Like, variety really is the spice of life. You've got to do something different to get new things awakened in your body. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. And fold. Rise, inhale. And then bend the elbows. A little pause here this time. Stay in the breath. Rise, inhale. Exhale, bow. Heart forward, inhale. Listen. Left foot's going to step back. Right foot is forward, crescent pose. Good. Find a lot of the same energy we had in that Anjaneyasana, that sense of drawing in, the squeezing of the left glute, lifting of the front hip points. One more inhale. You're going to straighten the front leg. Use blocks if you need to. If you don't need to put your hands down, you want to work a little balance here. Take the arms back behind you. If you need them down, take them down. If you're good with them back behind, imagine you have a block between your hands. Squeeze the hands toward each other, just like we did in Shalabhasana. Good. Bend the front knee, pull the heart forward, reach the arms forward, lift off through warrior three, just a little transition, and then left knee's gonna lift as high into your chest as you can. You're gonna cross the left leg on top of the right leg. I'm just gonna turn a little on an angle here, you don't need to change it all. Good, if you want, wrap the legs. Left arm under, right arm on top. So when you get into this pose, notice if you're just like, you got here and you're here. And that's honestly how I used to practice the pose. I'm just gonna be totally truthful. It's like, for me, this was really easy to wrap. I could get really easy here, and I was just like, do-do-do-do-do. That's not the end point. You're wrapping, you're engaging, you're awakening. Everything is nice and strong, so you feel like you could jump if you wanted to, right? Reach the fingers long, elbows forward. Next inhale, unravel, rise up, reach up, and then bend the elbows. Inhale, lengthen up, and then exhale, bow forward. Halfway up, inhale, right foot steps back, crescent pose. Imprint your feet in the ground. Engage the right glute. Lift the pelvis. Find where this feels right and good and centered. One more inhale. Bend the elbows. Really sit down, straighten the front leg. Hands ground or block. Maybe reaching the arms back. Imaginary block between your hands, that kind of energy. And so it can be a little harder to find this action here, but maybe a little bend in the left knee, and then that dragging of the heel back and asking the hamstring to wake up a little bit. Pull the gaze forward, pull the heart forward, reach the arms forward. Let the arms forward help to bring you up into warrior three for your transition to right knee up toward the chest as high as you can. And then crossing, maybe wrapping, and then left arm on top. And I want to kind of go back to my Yes, energetically, you're keeping it awake and alive. But also intentionally, so that you don't always feel like you have to do more work, it's what do you find new in the pose as you're here? What do you find new? So maybe it's not working as hard, but more intuitively, like finding your center. The subtleties of that space on either side of the spine. And then can you broaden the collarbones? Unravel it, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, rise up. And then bow forward. Halfway, inhale. Vinyasa, chaturanga style, or whatever you want to get back to downward facing dog. Right leg back, inhale. Right knee, left elbow, exhale. Stay forward. Inhale, bring the knee over to the right. Exhale, bring it back to the left. Inhale, up and back. And then exhale, place your foot forward. Warrior two, come up and around. Good. Bring your hands behind your back, but don't waste your hands. Broaden your collarbones. Reach your fingers away from the shoulders a little more. Inhale, sweep the arms out long. Exhale, sink as deep as you can into warrior two, and then lift 1/4 of an inch up. And that's more of an energy, just squeezing the feet toward each other, lifting the pelvic floor. Reverse warrior, inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, feel the shift of your hips. Exhale. Last two, inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, side angle. Bring the hand around. Step this right leg back. Hover both of your knees. So bend both of your knees. Good. You can do this with your knees on the ground. So I'll give you knees on the ground first, and then I'll take you out of it if you want to. So knees down, we'll all go here for the first one. Left hand, right knee come together. It's an isometric. Press the hand to the knee, push the knee to the hand. Good. If this feels easy, shouldn't feel easy, but if it does and you really just want more fire, float the knees, do the same thing. One more inhale. Plank, chaturanga, or your path, down dog. Awesome. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, cross over to the right. Stay forward. Inhale the knee to the left. Exhale it back to the right. Inhale up and back. And then exhale, place your foot forward. Warrior two. Good. Bring the arms in front of you. Don't bring them to touch, just bring the elbows forward, lift them higher. Keep a space between your arms like you want to peek through. Sink to your deepest warrior two, and then pull your feet toward each other and lift 1/4 of an inch. Inhale, open the arms. Sink a little deeper, pull the feet toward each other. Reverse inhale. Side angle exhale. Super simple, right? Inhale. Don't overthink it. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhaling back. And then exhaling, coming forward. Take a breath in, release your hand down. Step back with the left leg. Hover the knees. Couple breaths here. And then if you want, put the knees down. If you feel like I'm just going to go for it, right hand and left knee come together. Push, 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 push. Plank inhale, your path to down dog. Right leg back, inhale. Right knee, left tricep, exhale. Stay forward, inhale it to the right elbow. Exhale, back to the left. Inhale, back. Exhale, place your foot between your hands. Good. Take your right hand onto your ankle, onto your foot, onto your shin. One of those. My preference would be foot, but if foot causes you too much angst to get that low, don't worry about it. Put a little bend in that right knee. Lift the thigh bone into the hip socket. Push the big toe, base of big toe, pinky toe, base of pinky toe into the ground, center of the heel. Sweep the left arm up. Trikonasana. Good. Turn your left hand behind you so it's facing the same direction as your hips, or the back of your hips, your glutes. Bring your left hand behind your back, but don't touch. No touch. So this left hand is floating. Use the right hand to rotate the chest open a little more. Soften the right knee, look down, look down, look down. Half moon. Maybe bend the left leg, and then maybe take this left hand and find the inside, the big toe side of your left foot. You notice I throw maybes in. I'm not just like, it's not a habit of saying it. It's like truly, it's a maybe. Maybe you find the foot somewhere else, but maybe you find the big toe side. I don't know. It's fun to play. Really nice. If you have the foot, release it away. Bend the right leg, your standing leg. Release both hands down. Standing splits. And then if you'd rather, plant the hands and start to work on handstands. So you have an option there. You don't have to stay in standing splits. You can take kicks. You don't have to take kicks. Yes, Jane, beautiful. Yes. Good cat. Really nice. Take one more full breath here. And then make your way to down dog with or without chaturanga. Up dog, cobra, whatever you want. Left leg stretches back, inhale. Cross over to the right, exhale. Stay forward, bring it over to the left, bring it back to the right. Inhale back, and then place your foot forward. Back heel turns down. Hand, shin, foot, front of the ankle. Good. So if it's possible, and I'm almost like, I don't care so much if your chest actually falls forward a little bit here. If it's possible to get your hand to your foot and really get the sense of pushing your foot down. I want that strength in the foot. And then you can pull away from that, and if you need to from there, slide your hand up for sure. But you wouldn't push against your shin the same way that you can push against your foot. Take the right arm up if it's okay. Awesome. And then turn your palm behind you, thumb toward the back of your mat on the right hand. And then without touching your back, bring the right arm behind your back. So there's some work to be done here in that shoulder to hold the hand off the hip. It might even feel a little impossible, depending on your shoulder makeup. Don't let that frustrate you. bend the front leg. And then lean forward to take off half moon. This doesn't have to change, but if you want, you can bend the top leg, the right leg, and then maybe find the arch of the foot, the big toe side of the foot, and then kick the foot away and squeeze the right hip. So you get a nice big stretch in the front of the right hip, the quadricep. Beautiful opener of the shoulder. Yes. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, Jordan. Last inhale. And then soften the standing leg, bring the right hand around. Standing splits. Stay here. And start to bend the left leg, shift your weight into your hands. And it might just be like these little hops of just getting the sense of what does it feel like to have weight in my hands, weight in my arms. So don't think that when I say handstand, it has to be this beautiful gymnastics handstand. It can just be like the fragments of getting there. It also doesn't have to happen. And then when you're ready, take it back, your path to downward facing dog. Bring your knees down to the ground. Walk your hands a little forward. Put your elbows down. Lift your hands up, press the palms together. And then it's almost like a little bit of a cat-cow here. You're going to round the back a bit, and then you're going to soften the heart. So that you're staying really engaged and really connected to the body in this position. You're not just passively falling into the shoulder girdle. You're creating some resistance as you drop in. And then come all the way through to your belly. Sphinx again. Just like we did in the beginning. Just notice how it feels. Lift the elbows, take them out to the side. Take your right arm straight out to the side. Lift the elbow a little bit higher than the shoulder. Hand directly up from the elbow, so that same kind of cactus shape we've been playing with. Left hand comes to the ground, roll onto your right side, stack your feet. And then you decide how much pressure you put into this right arm. Come through center. Cobra or upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, left knee comes down. Option to bend the back leg and then find your foot with your right hand. And then a little bit of that sense that we just had on the ground in that right shoulder here with this back foot. So you can find a balance between pushing your foot away and pulling your foot in so that both the shoulder and the hip get some work here. I think that's why I like this pose so much, is that you get to get multi-joint opening simultaneously, strengthening too. So left hip is working a lot, squeezing the glutes so that the front of the left hip is opening. And the foot is pushing toward the back of the mat. Front foot is imprinting down. Right shoulder blade is softening into the back. Release the leg. Left hand, left foot, Vashisthasana. free right foot on the ground behind the left leg and opening up. And then through center to your belly with lots of strength and care. And then left arm out to the left. Elbow bent. Lift the elbow and the hand a little bit higher than the height of the shoulder. Look to the right. Roll onto your left side, stacking the feet, the legs. Right hand gives some pressure to the ground if you want it, or you can kind of lean into it to release pressure on the left shoulder. So you're deciding how intense this is on your shoulder. And just be kind. Approach your body with grace. Last 2 breaths. And then come through center. Cobra or upward facing dog. And downward facing dog with your exhale. Left foot's going to step forward. And then right knee comes down. And then if it feels good, you'll bend the back leg and find the foot with your left hand. So just continuation of that opening on that left shoulder. Start to squeeze the right back hip, glutes. I have an aversion to the word buttocks, which I know is like widely used, and that's why I avoid it. Like, it'd be so much easier if I would just say it. But I don't like it. I don't know why. I don't mind it when other people use it. I can't use it naturally. It makes me laugh every time I say it. So when I'm saying glutes, I'm talking about your butt, your booty, your buttocks. Like, I can't even say it correctly because I just can't. So glutes is much better for me. Last few breaths. Really nice. Release it. Vinyasa. Right hand, right foot. Maybe left foot to the ground and open up. And then come around. Vinyasa Chaturanga version or straight to down dog. So good. So good. From downward facing dog, lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, look forward, feet to your hands. Halfway inhale. Fold, exhale. Easy chair, just soften the knees, sink the hips back, lift the heart up. Press up to stand, and then release the arms. Inhale, chair. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga or your path to down dog. Take a breath in down dog. And then with your exhale, step your right foot forward. Back heel roots, warrior one, straight up to center. Left glutes working, front of the hips lifting, arms to sky. Woo. I like a wider stance. That was like a self-correction there. Like I started to come up and I didn't have my stance where I like it, where I feel a little more stable. I like a wide stance here. Give myself some room. Good. Bring the hands behind your hips. Don't lace your hands. Just bring them toward each other. Keep that imaginary block. Squeeze the hands in. Keep the hands where they are. And then just bow forward. Don't lace them. You'll have that opportunity, I swear on my life. Inhale, warrior three. Hands to the ground. Your path to down dog. If you want to take a little handstand here, go for it. Take a breath in, and then left foot forward. Exhale. Root the right heel, warrior one. So after some of that work in the hip, can you like tap into that front right hip here? Squeeze that right glutes, bend the front knee deeply, and then bring the hands behind the back without lacing the hands. Inhale, and then exhale. Good. Inhale, sweep forward. Let that lift you up. Warrior three. Hands to the ground, your pathway back to down dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair. Press up, right knee lifts up. Right foot comes behind. Take the right foot to your right hand. I like big toe side, that's why I kind of did a little preview, but if you like pinky side, it's okay. I like big toe side because it really gives you that shoulder opener. You don't have to go anywhere, this is perfect. If you want, you start to kick your foot into your hand. You engage the right hip. And then maybe that brings you forward. Come back to chair. Left knee lifts up. Bring the foot behind. Find the foot, stay there. Or start to push the foot into the hand. Lightly back into chair. Inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway inhale. Chaturanga, or however you want to go. Breath in and down dog. On your exhale, step your right foot forward. Root to rise, warrior one. Hands come behind your hips this time. They get to lace. Woohoo! Inhale, open. And then exhale, bow. Inhale, heart pulls forward. Sweep the arms forward. Warrior three. Hands to the ground. Your pathway back. Breath in and down dog. On the exhale, step the left foot forward. Rise, warrior one. Bring the hands behind the hips, lace the fingers the opposite way. Heart to sky, inhale. And then bow. Pull the heart forward, reach the arms forward. Virabhadrasana 3. Hands down, your path to down dog. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair. Right knee lifts. Bring your foot behind. Nadarajasana, second shot at it. Back to chair. Left knee rises. Take the foot back. Find your pose. Back to chair. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway, inhale. Vinyasa or down dog. Beautiful. Take a breath in and dog. Right knee to your chest, exhale and place your foot forward. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, hands come behind your hips, lace the fingers. Heart to sky. Bow, exhale. Inhale, heart forward, sweep forward. Third warrior. Hands down. And then pause here. So you have a little longer to kind of play. Stay right where you are, or weight shifts to your hands. Don't overthink it. Just block the shoulders, push the hands down. Maybe you just lift up for like a millimeter. And then make your way back. Breath in, exhale, left foot forward. Warrior one. And then hands behind the hips. Heart to sky. And bow. Inhale, heart forward, reach forward. And then take the hands down. And then you decide, stay for that nice big opener. And then when you are ready, take a couple more breaths. Yeah. Move through chaturanga or something like it, and come into downward facing dog. Nice one, beautiful. Good. Really nice. Bring your knees to the ground. Lift your torso up. Good. Shorten belly button to pubic bone. Arms come forward. Couple breaths here. Toenails push down. Tops of the feet push down. Just lean back. So it's not camel, you're just leaning back. Use your glutes. Keep a little contraction here. Good. Good. Push into your feet, rise back up. And then if it's okay, sink back. If it's not okay on your knees, maybe child's pose instead. Just take a couple breaths here. Inhale, rise back up again. Engage your glutes. Find that connection in the low belly. Take the arms out. So this is like a counterbalance, so it makes it a little easier. Good. You can have your toes tucked if you like. So you decide what you like here. Leaning back. Rising up. Pause. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, take it back. Stay here. Maybe bring the hands to your hips, or maybe bring your hands down to your heels, and then opening up into Ustrasana. And wherever you are, can you find a little softness in the shoulders the way you would in dancer's pose? Take a breath in, listen. Exhale, pull your belly back, lift your arms up, come back to neutral, and then rising up. Good, bring your hands down, take a down dog, and then bring your feet to your hands, come onto your back. Take your feet wider than your hips, whatever that is in your mind. I'm going to go with whatever it is, because I like whatever you think it is. You can have your feet turn open a little bit even. Push down into the base of the big toe. Push into the pinky toe, center of the heel, let your hips rise up. So in this bridge pose, I'm asking you to make it wider, and you can have your feet and your knees open. So I'm not telling you to keep your legs parallel. Find space. Get that feeling of space in your body. Draw the shoulders under, hold the edges of your mat, pull the mat apart widthwise. Hopefully not like actually apart, but like that's how much energy. And then release it down. And then you have complete freedom with where you place your feet. You can repeat bridge pose. You could repeat camel if you want. Or we're going to come up into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Hands come by the shoulders. Please allow yourself some freedoms here. Rise up. If you want to stop on the top of the head, go for it. So if the feet feel more comfortable wide, go wide. Start to notice where the weight in the feet is heaviest, and then see if you can balance it. Inner outer foot at the front toward the toes, and then in the heel, centering it. One more breath in, and then releasing out. Good. Take your legs out straight, turn your palms up to the sky, take a breath. Or two, maybe even three. And then bring the feet a little closer together, just a wee bit. Pull the right knee into your chest. Take your left hand to your right outer heel. Your right hand to your right knee. And then just gently encouraging this leg to come around into a reclined pigeon pose. With your hand, with your fingers on the outer part of your heel, toward the ankle, the outer ankle, gently push the hand and the foot into each other equally. So you're gently pulling in with the hand and you're gently pushing away with the foot. You can stay here, you can explore. There is like a multitude of options here. I'm going to take the elbow of my left arm and find the ankle of my right foot. And then right arm overhead, hands come together, and I'm going to gently press my head back into my arm. I'm going to juice it up a little bit by lifting my left leg and extending it out longer. Just options. Last two breaths. Good. To come out, if you're with me, put your left foot flat on the ground. So if the leg was floating, just put it down, come out with some more stability, and then we'll go back out with both legs out straight. Take a breath. And then left knee draws in. Left hand supports the left knee. Right hand comes to the heel. And if you can, get the fingers to the outer left heel. And this doesn't have to get any deeper than this. So this is really like giving you tons and tons of freedom here. And then gently drawing the foot toward you with the right hand, toward the right shoulder. And then gently pushing away at the same time. So no one wins this fight between the arm and the leg. It's like it's a what do you want to call it? It's a tie. That's not the word I was looking for, but it's a tie. No one action is overpowering the other. Except that they're both winners. Nobody's a loser. Arm and leg both winning. Stay here or explore. So from what I did last time, right elbow comes to the left ankle. Left arm comes overhead. And then to keep the neck long, I'm going to gently press the head back into the arm. And I love this to reverse all that tech neck we are plagued by. So giving a little gentle push of the head back. But be aware of how that treats your shoulder, right? And then if you want, you can float the right leg up. Last breath or so. So I'm going to put my right foot flat on the floor with my right knee bent. Gently release the arms, and then both feet flat, knees bent. Take the feet as wide as your mat, drop your knees into each other. Take a breath here. Feel free to breathe real deep into the belly. Hold at the top. And then just gently, softly release the breath out. Allow the breath to begin to quiet and to still. And then using the next 30 seconds, just find your way to however you want to finish your practice. So if you need a hit stop of something before you get there, I'm going to take a Supta Baddha Konasana. And then I release out. Your path is your path. Pick what is right today. And soften your gaze. And let go of any expectation. Allow your breath to just begin to deepen slowly. Allow your body to respond to the breath and begin to waken as well. And then stretch your arms overhead. Bend your knees. And roll to your side. And from your side, rising up. Make your way to sitting. Bring your hands into your heart. Take a full breath in. And then bow your mind into your heart. Rise, let your eyes open gently. Thank you for your practice.